everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to do a video where I share all of my favorite things with you. So this video is going to be pretty much coloring supplies. I'm not going to share any coloring books in this video. It's going to be primarily supplies. I'm going to do pencils at the first part of the video, and then I've got quite a few other things to share with you. I did a video at the end of 2020 where I shared my favorite coloring supplies, and also a separate one where I shared my favorite coloring books. And the coloring supply video, that has changed quite a bit, and so I wanted to be able to do an updated one. I have a few new favorites, and I wanted to be able to share all of those with all of you. I will have everything that I mentioned in this video linked in the description box below. You will also find down there links for my email list, as well as my Facebook group and my Patreon if you would like to support me there. I'm also now teaching private coloring classes. If you would like to join me for some classes, I would love to meet you. Let's go ahead and get into my favorite things. So the first thing that I have for this video, of course, is my Prismacolors. You all know that these are my absolute favorite pencils that will never ever change. But this is a set, this is a replacement set, and I bought this one when the price dropped. You know how the price just continuously fluctuates. I think right now it's probably up to like $97. And that is about, I don't know, that's about like where they used to be before they kept sort of fluctuating up and down. But they have gone as low as $65 for this set, and I think I bought these when it went down and dropped to about $70. But these are my absolute favorite pencils. Y'all probably know that if you've been watching my channel for quite some time. So today I'm going to share with you my favorite more artist grade pencils, and then I have one budget set that I'm going to share with you that are my new favorite budget set of pencils. I don't know how many of you that are following me are beginners, but I know I have quite a few new subscribers, so welcome to my channel. But I wanted to just show you, in case you've never seen these before. I know most of us have seen these before, but I'm sure there's a few of you that have not seen a Prismacolor set up close before. But this is the 150 set, and these are the colors that are in this set. It's got some beautiful colors in this set, and I love, I don't know, I love putting all of the colors together, creating color combinations with this set. And this is a set that I am just most familiar with, and you've got quite a few grays in here. I have quite a few videos where I show you tips and tricks on how to use those grays. So if you're interested in that, you'll find that on my channel. I'll try to link one in the upper right hand corner where I show you how to use the grays and what to do with all those grays in the Prismacolor set. And this is the last tray. I think that these are in here the way that they come when they're shipped to you, because this is just an extra set I have, and I was going to use these to put these in color family order. I've got like 2 other sets. I try to purchase them when they go on sale, and when the price drop is quite significant, that's when I buy these. And so I don't ever feel like I can ever get enough of these, because I will always use them. I'll be using these years to come. My new favorite budget-friendly set of pencils are the 120 square Brute Fooners. Now there are a couple pencils missing out of here because I was working on something with these, but these are absolutely beautiful pencils. I don't know, I love these so much. I've actually done quite a few videos on these. I actually did a video where I put them all in color family order for you, and I will link that in the upper right hand corner so that you can easily find it. I actually have a whole playlist from everything that I've done with these Brute Fooner pencils, but these are supposed to be oil-based, but they're still very soft, and they lay down beautifully. They work wonderful in the Maria Trolle books. I love how they lay down in those books. They're like a dream. That paper with these pencils is just like the perfect dream combination. You know how I always tell everybody, match your pencils to your paper, and that is just, I don't know, it's one of the most important things to remember, that if you pull out a set of colored pencils and you try them and you don't really care for them, grab another coloring book or different paper and try them on different paper or in another coloring book, and you may actually really enjoy them. So this is not all the colors. Like I said, there's quite a few missing because I was working on something. So all the slots where there is nothing there are some colors that are pulled out and put somewhere else. And I actually have a second set of these because That is how much I love these. And these are super, super cheap. Like you could get a whole 120 set for $29.99 and that's still cheap. But a lot of times they have a price drop and they drop significantly. I think that I got my last set for probably $25 when there was a coupon or a limited time deal. If you check the description box down below, you'll find a link down there for my Facebook group. In my Facebook group, I also have in the files section 2 different swatch sheets. I have one where you could follow along with the video and swatch out all your own pencils into color family order. There is another one where all of the names have been translated, and that was done by somebody in my coloring group. It was so nice of her to do that for all of us, or for the coloring community in general. Her name is Yijing Yang. She translated all of these names and she provided my Facebook group with her own form with all of the translations and a place for you to swatch and actually a digitally generated color of the pencil. But you're able to go ahead and grab the form, print it out, and swatch your own colored pencils right next to the color that was created digitally. And if you check my Etsy store, I have actually taken pictures of my swatch chart in complete color family order, and I put it in my Etsy store. I'll have the link down below for that. And that is for those of you that can't swatch, don't have the time for swatching, and just don't want to be bothered with swatching your colored pencils. These are my absolute favorite budget pencils. I do have other sets that I really enjoy, and the first one that comes to mind is the Black Widow set, but I wanted to reserve this video for just one more artist grade, better quality set like the Prismacolors, and a budget-friendly set, just one budget-friendly set that I really, really enjoy. And so since this is my favorites, this would be my absolute favorite budget-friendly set, and so that's why I'm featuring this one in this video. But I do also love the Black Widows. Those are one of my favorites as well. Let's go ahead and talk about cases now. Those of you that have been watching my videos for quite some time, or you're in my Facebook group, you know that my absolute favorite cases are the BTSKY. I don't know if that's just initials or you're supposed to pronounce it a certain way, but these are my absolute favorite cases. And so the reason these are my favorite cases, first of all, I love this pattern. This is my absolute favorite pattern. I have this pattern in so many different sizes, but if you look at the inside, you can see that this just houses one pencil per slot, and I really love that about it, because these are my Crayolas, by the way. And I really do like these pencils, but these are very, very budget friendly and very, I don't know, they have a place, but of course they're not my favorites. They are Crayola, and so they are just a classic, and I do still love them. These cases all have, like I said, the one space for each pencil. You can also buy cases like this on Amazon where you can house 3 different pencils in one slot, and I don't so much care for those. I guess they would be great if you were trying to put certain colors together, like color combinations together, and you just wanted one of those cases to do that, to keep certain colors together. But if I'm creating color combinations, I like them all laid out on a swatch sheet and not necessarily within a case, and I like to leave my pencils all together within their sets. I don't generally mix a whole lot of pencils together. I know a lot of you probably take one colored pencil set, mix it with another colored pencil set, and that's really cool because I know a lot of you are buying a lot of pencils and we have to make sure that they all do get used. But this is the Crayola set, and there's some beautiful colors in here. Really beautiful colors in here that you don't find in other sets, and that's why I love this set. I don't know, I think every colored pencil set has its own place, and if you try every different colored pencil set on different paper, you will actually find paper or a certain coloring book that is an exact match for every colored pencil set out there, whether it be budget-friendly set or an artist grade set. One thing I do want to mention with these cases, when you purchase these cases, if you have a set of 120 pencils, I would purchase the case for 150 pencils. I always like to purchase the case that has a few spaces, because sometimes I like to leave spaces in between my pencils, or sometimes I like to add additional pencils into the case. So if you look at my Prismacolors, you will see that I've got 150 colors here, but really I don't have 150 colors here. So a lot of these are missing in here just because I'm working on a project. I'm putting together color combinations, a whole entire workbook of nothing but color combinations, and I'm working on that. It's going to go in my Etsy store as soon as I get time to finish it. I've been very, very busy. So if you look at this, you can see that there's a whole lot of spaces. I mean, all my grays are here, but I've got a lot of spaces in between my pencils, and I like it that way. Like on my grays right here, I like to keep my cool grays in one section, my warm grays in another section, my French grays in another section, and then here I just have a bunch of extra colors that are from my replacement set, and I like to keep the ones in here that are just really long, because when I'm filming videos and I need a color, it's really hard for y'all to see what I'm doing if I'm using a color or a pencil that is very, very small, like a little tiny nub, and my hand tends to get in the way. So when I'm filming videos, I try to make sure that I keep all of these replacements in here so that I can just grab for these and have a pencil that is long enough so that y'all can see what I'm doing when I'm doing my tutorials or coloring for y'all. But this is a really, really big case, and I really, really love this one. The next cases that I really, really love are these roll-up cases. Now, I have quite a few of these, and let me just, okay, there's gonna be more Prismacolors in here. Because I've got Prismacolors galore, like I really do. But I believe this was the 36 set. I think this was the 36 set. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But this is the set that I started with when I first started coloring. And I just love these roll-up sets just because they will fit your smaller sets of Prismacolors, your smaller sets of any pencils. What other ones only have 36 colors? I think the, oh my gosh, what are they called? The ones that Johanna Basford uses in all her coloring books. The Staedtler pencils, Staedtler Ergosoft. They have a 36 set, and I just recently received the 36 set because a wonderful subscriber of mine gifted them to me. And I will probably have a review coming on those. If you would like to see a review on those pencils, please let me know in the comments below. But I am going to purchase another one of these wrap cases because that is this is the perfect case for pencils that come in smaller sets. So I really, really love this just because it's so compact. You could just take it with you. It just rolls right up, and it still has the one slot per pencil, but it just rolls right up like this. You just roll it around and you stick it through here just like this, and that is how you fasten it. But it stays just like that, and it is just really nice and convenient to be able to take with you. When I was more mobile with my coloring, and I used to take it with me with my coloring book and my pencils to a coffee shop, I only ever took just my 36 set of Prismacolors with me to color for a little while, and it was just really, really convenient. So I really love those wrap cases, and I will link this in the description box below. This one is older, but I'm pretty sure they've got some really, really great designs out there right now because these are actually pretty popular. I know you don't see them a lot in the coloring community, probably because all of us love our 120 sets, our 150 sets, and of course now we've got the 520 set of Brute Fooners. So everybody just wants all the pencils. Okay, so from my last video, my favorite markers has changed. If you've not already seen the review on these, I will link it up in the upper right hand corner, but I did a very thorough review on these and I swatched them all out. I absolutely love these markers. Like, I'm a little bit obsessed with these markers. These are the actual brush tips. I'll go ahead and show you that in a minute, but I did a video where I swatched them all out. And I did it on here instead of my normal swatch sheets just because I think this is really cool how everything is already written in and you could just swatch your pencils, and then this just goes right back in here. And it also comes with a plastic piece. I don't have it here right now because I have it inside a coloring book that I've been working on with using these. And it is just a little plastic piece that you could stick behind your coloring pages so that these don't bleed through. But I did a video where I actually put these all into color family order. So I've got like my yellows and my oranges, and then I get into my pinks and some reds and some purples and blues. And then I come back over here and I've got greens all the way into here, then my tans, and then my blacks and my grays. So I put them all into order in that video, and I really, really love how it all came together because when they come to you, they are not like this at all. But they're only like this because I did it all and I filmed the whole entire thing. So I'll link that in the upper right hand corner. But this is the 216 set. Let me go ahead and show you what the markers look like. So here is the bullet tip, if you can see that. So of course Ohuhu has the bullet tip and then the fine tip on one end in one marker set, but this one has the bullet tip. And then on this side we have the brush tip, and I am just loving having these brush tip markers. Absolutely love them. Now, this is the 216 set. Like I said, to have the entire set of all of their colors, you need to have the 36 set of skin colors as well to make it a complete set, and then you end up with some duplicates among the two sets. But when they sent me these, they didn't have those in their warehouse. So I have the 24 set of the skin tones. And this little plastic thing right here, this is the plastic thing that comes with this one as well. It's just like a little plastic sheet that you could lay behind your coloring pages. And then of course this one down in here also comes with the, oh, I didn't even realize I swatched them out. Okay. I forgot I did that, but I guess I was using them one night and I just did that really quickly. But here's the color range that you get in these. So you get some really great skin tones in this set. And then of course, with the 36 set, you're going to get, what, 12 more colors. But their cases are really, really nice for storing their markers. They send you the little plastic thing and they come with the swatch charts. I mean, like, you cannot ask for more than that. These are absolutely wonderful. And then the case that these come with, I mean, like, it attaches here at the side and it locks in. You could take this with you and be portable with it. It's got this really nice strap on here that you could just put over your shoulder. And the zipper is really good quality. The whole entire case is really good quality. And then you have this handle here on top. So the next thing I want to talk about is paper. I've got quite a few papers to share with you that are my favorites. And everybody's always asking me about paper. So I wanted to make sure that I included them in this video. So just because I just showed you my markers, I'm going to show you the paper that I use for my markers. So this is the Hammermill Premium Color Copy Cover. And it is wonderful paper. I'll pull a sheet out here and just, I mean, you won't be able to tell how smooth it is, but when you're using markers, let me see if I could even pull a sheet out here, but I just kind of want to show you how thick it is. You could probably tell that on camera. But yeah, it's a pretty good quality paper, and it is very, very smooth. So there's no tooth on this paper at all. And when you're using markers, specifically alcohol markers, it's always best to make sure you're working on a very smooth paper so that the markers or the ink from the markers just moves around and blends together. And on this paper, you can add more and more marker and really get a really nice blend. It really works really well. And then this goes really nicely through my printer. It's not too thick, and I could print any of my PDF coloring books right onto this paper and go ahead and color a coloring page with markers. So when I'm using markers, I don't know, sometimes I like to blend them together, and I need quite a bit more practice because, of course, I am a colored pencil girl, but I do okay with markers. But what I love to do with markers is lay down a base of color and then come back over it with my colored pencils to create all the shadows and even highlights if I want to. And it always turns out so beautiful. Okay, so now let's talk about the papers I use for my colored pencils. So here's my Spring Hill paper. Y'all know how much I absolutely love this paper. This paper is the 80 pound. I know there were a lot of questions about whether or not I use the 80 pound or the 67 pound paper in my Facebook group. You can see here that this one is the 80 pound. This is the one I prefer. I do have both. And sometimes if I don't want to be, you know, layering and I want my project or whatever page I'm coloring to get done quicker, then I'll go to the 67 pound. But let me go ahead and show you this paper, and I'll show you about how thick it is. Okay, so I'll just do this here, and you can see about the thickness or hear the thickness of the paper. It's a really good quality paper. It is rather toothy. So if you like something that's not as toothy, then you may prefer the 67 pound that is also a little bit thinner. But this has been my favorite paper for a very long time. I will have a link for this paper down in the description box below. Very recently on Amazon, I actually picked up 2 more reams of it because the price dropped to like $5.63 if you did the subscribe and save. And so I did that and grabbed 2 more reams of it because I use it all the time for videos and for my swatch charts, and I use this paper for absolutely everything, but I love this paper. Now let's talk about some other papers that I really, really love. This here is the Tone Tan paper. Those of you that have been watching my videos for quite some time, you know that I use this paper quite often when I'm coloring grayscale. So when I have a PDF and it's a grayscale PDF, or even if I'm just copying out of one of my grayscale coloring books onto paper, I tend to use this Tone Tan paper. And it is wonderful paper. It is thinner though, so let me go ahead and show you. This paper here, you can tell when I do this, the paper is rather thin, and this paper is much smoother, but it does go very well with my Prismacolors. I've used my Prismacolors on here, and I've used my Luminance on here, and they are both wonderful. So this paper is 9 by 12, and it has a perforation here so that you can very easily tear it out, and it is spiral bound, so they're really, really nice. This paper here is, I can't remember the exact cost, but maybe between $10 and $12, and you get 50 sheets. But like I said, it's 9 by 12, so if you're going to use this paper, you need to actually tear it out at the perforations, get out your paper cutter and cut it down to size to make it 8.5 by 11 so that you can put it through your printer. I also have the gray paper, which I really like too. I've been using this one more recently. I just actually picked this up when they had a sale at Michael's, but it is the same idea. It's the Strathmore Toned Gray 400 series. The other one is also the 400 series, so it's their better paper. I know they have a 300 series. I thought that they had a 500 series too. That one may be premium or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to look into that. But this is the Tone Gray. It's absolutely wonderful also. The benefit of using this paper is if you want something to look really white. I did a video using the Tone Tan paper, and I colored some iridescent fairy wings, and let me tell you how those wings just popped off the paper. It was really, really cool. So this paper, you could take your white Prismacolors and you can use your white Prismacolors and they will actually show up white. And I really, really love that. That is the trick to coloring white. If you don't want to actually have to color white on white, which I've also done a video on that, and you could search my channel to be able to find that. If I remember, I'll link it in the upper right hand corner if I can find it, but it was part of my tips and tricks on how to improve your coloring skills series. And so a lot of those videos have a lot of really cool tips and tricks in them, and there is a playlist for that as well if you go to the playlist section on my channel. So this is the Strathmore colored pencil paper. This is also part of their 400 series. And I really, really, really love this paper. I just discovered this paper. I just started using it. Actually, I discovered it quite a while ago, I should say. I just never bought it because it is more expensive. And I found a sale in Michael's when I was in Michael's one day, and I purchased them for buy one get one free, I think, or maybe buy one get one 50% off. So I got a fairly good deal, but you could find this on Amazon too, and it is, I believe, around $12 or something like that. But you're only getting 30 sheets, and of course it is 9 by 12 as well, just like the Tone Tan and the Tone Gray paper. So you will have to put it into your printer and cut it down to size. And this paper is just really, really nice. So it's pretty thick. So it does say on here that this is a 100-pound paper, so this is going to be a bit heavier than the Spring Hill paper. And so I'll go ahead and show you this paper as well. So you can hear it is a little bit thicker than the Spring Hill paper, but it has quite a good amount of tooth on it, and it works wonderfully with my Prismacolors. And I've not tried any other pencils on it. This portrait here was actually done on this colored pencil paper, and it turned out absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy with the way this turned out, but I do also have a playlist for this entire color along on my channel. This is a portrait by Mariola Budek that can be found in her Etsy store. I absolutely love this, and I'm going to be hanging it up on my wall to display because it's one of my favorite things that I've ever colored. I love how all the colors just came together. This was done on this paper, and this is the first thing I've ever done on this paper, and I really really truly believe that this paper helped me to be a better colorist. And it really is all about the paper. Like if you change up your paper, if you're coloring on just regular copy paper, you are not going to have the same results with your colored pencils as if you were using something like the Spring Hill paper that has more tooth, or this colored pencil paper, or some kind of paper that is better than just your regular copy paper that you put through your printer. Now I do want to show you the difference in the paper. So if you go with this paper has a little bit more, I guess, yellow to it. It's more like a manila. I mean, it is still a white paper, but the color is different. So this is the Spring Hill paper, and you could see how bright white and beautiful this Spring Hill paper is compared to the colored pencil paper. Now, when I did this portrait, I really feel like using this paper probably made the portrait look better, just because I used so many colors that are oranges and yellows and, you know, like the cream colors and things like that. So I really feel like the background on this paper went a lot better as if I had colored this on the bright white paper, because you could see the difference in the contrast between this white paper and then this colored pencil paper. But I really like how that turned out on that paper. But there is going to be a little bit of a difference in the color of your paper depending on what paper you are actually coloring on. Okay, so now we're going to talk about pastels, and I use these a lot for backgrounds. These are the Jane Davenport palette pastels, and they are absolutely wonderful. She actually also sells a little kit of, I think she calls them batons or something like that, but they look like little eyeshadow applicators, and so you don't really need those. And they're not in this video because, of course, this is my favorites video, and I feel like anybody could just go get some eyeshadow applicators and do the same thing with them. If you don't know about Jane Davenport, she does a lot of portrait work. The whole basis behind her art is to just bring life to these portraits, and so these are sold as sort of like makeup, I guess. This one here, like if you look at this set is called Mineral Eyes, and so this one was put out just specifically to be able to do eyeshadows. Now, when it came to me, it was already cracked a little bit. It wasn't really that big of a deal to me because this particular set is very, very soft just because of what it is. And I figure if Amazon had sent me another one, it would probably arrive cracked too. I mean, it was all dusty, all on the top of it and everything, but these are much softer. I guess it's the texture and the glitter or whatever, but these are not that way, and these arrived perfectly fine when they came to me. But I did purchase all of these on Amazon. I think they're around $15 a piece, and I will have them all linked in the description box below if you're interested in grabbing these for yourself. But there are some beautiful colors in this set. So this is the chilled set. This is the birthday suit set. So of course there's a lot of colors in this one that would be more geared towards skin tones. I also have another favorite, and I wanted to be able to show you these because these, I think you pronounce it Mungyo pastels. There's 64 colors in here, and these are wonderful as well. And there are, let me go ahead and pull it out and show you the colors that come in here. But this is so cheap. Like these right here, if you can't afford to go and spend $15, I mean, what do you see? You're spending like $45 to get palette pastels. So the biggest difference is that you would get this one if you were to purchase these, because this one has, you know, all the glittery pastels, which is really, really cool. But honestly, I don't use this one that often because I don't feel like I would use it unless I was using a portrait. I'm not even sure if I've used this one on anything quite yet, but I have definitely used this one and this one quite a lot. So these right here are the Mungyo pastels. There are 64 colors, and this is what they look like. Here's the colors. And there's some really beautiful colors in here, and you get these bright, beautiful neon colors in here, and there's so many pretty colors. You get quite a few greens down here, and up in here you get your blues and a beautiful teal. So there is a huge selection of colors in this one, and they go down so nicely. And I think I have a video where I have used these. I'm pretty sure I do. I have a video where I use the Jane Davenport palette pastels as well. and that would be in my backgrounds playlist because I generally use pastels for backgrounds. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about are my Posca pens. These are my absolute favorite pens to be able to add details to my coloring pages. Now, this set I bought in 3 like this, and there are 3 different sizes here. So this is the smallest one, this is the medium tip, and then this is the big wide tip, and I'll go ahead and show you that. So let's go ahead and take this off here and I'll show you. So that's what this tip looks like, and this one is the 2.5 millimeter, I think it says, and then this one is the 1.3 millimeter, and I'll show you that one. I think this is the one that I probably use the absolute most, and I think this is the one that actually flows the best, but one of them I'm actually having issues with, and when I pump it, it flows way too much. I end up with a pile of paint off to the side that I just come back and dip the lead in and then put it on my coloring page. But this is the very fine point. And this one is 0.7 millimeters. So that one's really teeny tiny. So for much smaller areas when you want to add a highlight, a lot of times this one here I'll use when I'm doing a very small, like if I'm doing a flower that has very tiny little spaces, like a very small flower, and then I'll just take this Posca pen and I'll just put like a little dot of highlight in there, and that's what I use this one for. But the one I use most often is definitely this one, and this one I think just flows all over the place, so I really don't use this one that often. Okay, so next I have my gel pens. These are the Uniball Signo gel pens. These are white, and these are the 1.0 millimeter pens. When you're using your gel pens in your coloring books, I always suggest you use something that is a broader tip, because the 1.0 are going to flow much better, especially on top of your wax pencils, specifically if you're using Prismacolors, because your Prismacolors have a lot of that wax in them, and so when you want to come back and you want to lay your gel pens over the top of your Prismacolors or any wax pencil, you don't want them to stop up. But I'll go ahead and show you the tip of these. So that is what the tip looks like. Of course, it is the broader tip because it's the 1.0 millimeter, and I will have these linked in the description box below. When I purchased these, I actually purchased them like this, so they came with 2 pens. So I really love those. Okay, so let's talk about my favorite erasers. This is my absolute favorite eraser. Those of you that have been subscribed and watching my videos for quite some time, you know that I love this Mono Zero eraser. Love it. Now this eraser comes in a circle tip. You can see this is the circle tip on this eraser, but it comes with the circle tip, and then it also comes with a square tip, and I don't think that there would really be much of a difference in which one you purchase. I do like the circle one, but if you look at this, just because I've erased and I erased using the side of it, it's no longer a circle anyway. So I don't think that really makes a difference, but this is really great to be able to get into those little small areas, or like if you go out of the lines, and it picks up the pigment really well. I actually did a video where I used this eraser and another one that I believe another one too that I'm going to be showing you in this video to pull up all of the pigment that I laid down and recolor something to show you how to fix your mistakes. And the pigment came up off of the coloring book very well. I mean, well enough for me to come back and lay quite a bit more layers with another color. So these are really great. I believe when you order this, it comes with 1 refill, if I'm remembering correctly, but I have more refills because I ordered a refill pack. I'm pretty sure that this definitely comes with refills. I can't remember if it comes with this little case, because I do know that when they went on sale and they had a coupon, I ordered some refills, and I think it comes like this with the refills. But I don't remember exactly, but yeah, you can order the refills on Amazon, and you can also order just the eraser on Amazon. And then the eraser I like to use for larger areas, this may be the eraser I used in that video I was talking about, but this, I believe it says Fractise or something like that on here. I've used it so much that it is literally just gone, but I will have the right one linked in the description box below. But this eraser is absolutely amazing. It picks up so much pigment from your colored pencil cells off the paper. So if you want to pull the pigment up off the paper and then go back and recolor something because you feel like you made a mistake or you don't like the color you colored something and you want to change the color, you can use this eraser to do so. I mean, you can erase a whole entire flower on a coloring page, and I have done that before because I have colored things and looked at it and said, oh no, I don't like that, and then I'll go back and I'll erase it and I'll just recolor it, just like I did in that video I was talking about. Okay, so let's talk about my favorite gel pens. Now, I like to use gel pens a lot when I'm doing a page that is very mixed media. If I'm using my alcohol markers and I am going over my alcohol markers with my colored pencils to create a whole lot of extra depth and add highlights and all of that, I will always bring in my Color It gel pens. Now, these are the best gel pens, the absolute best gel pens that I have found, and I have purchased several sets of gel pens, but these are totally worth the price. First of all, you get the case. They come like this. You can purchase, I think you can still purchase the glitter set separately and then the other regular set separately. And the case for this is really pretty. Look at all that glitter. So you can tell by the case that this is the glitter set. And they come like this. Okay, so the other great thing about these is, remember I told you that it is best to use a much broader tip when you're using these for your coloring pages. Whether you are doing just some details or coloring in a whole entire area, these have, if you look at this here, it says right on the pen, they have the 1.0 millimeter tips. And I have had these for probably more than 2 years. And every time I pull them out to use them, they work just as well as the day I purchased them. I absolutely love them. And you could see the colors that come in here are just absolutely beautiful. And then here is the last part of the case, but I believe there are 46 colors in here, and they do come with refills. That's the other fantastic thing about these. I haven't even touched the refills yet, and I use these quite a lot. So yeah, there's quite a bit of ink in these. And you could see this one, I've used it quite a bit already. I definitely have used this color quite a lot. And you could see that the ink is still right here. And I've not even gotten to the refill yet. So these are just fabulous. I can't say enough about them. I believe that you could still purchase both sets together if you wanted to, or you could purchase them separately. I'm trying to see if these are also 1.0. So all of these say at the top 1.0 millimeter. And then I thought they were mixed, but maybe they are all 1.0 millimeter. Maybe that's why I love all of them. Let's see here. Okay, so here we go. These here on this slat right here say 0.8 millimeters. I don't know if you can see that. It's super, super tiny, but these say 0.8 millimeters. And so all of these, this whole entire row, are 0.8. And then if we come over here to our more neon light colors, let's see what these are. So these are 0.82. Oh, and then some of them are 1.0. So yeah, 0.8 and 1.0 through the whole entire set. And so when you're using gel pens, you don't want to be buying something that's like a 0.5 or something like that, especially when you're using them on coloring pages. If I'm buying gel pens that have like a 0.5, I'm usually using them for something like journaling or something like that. And there are not many sets on Amazon that you can purchase where you're going to get the broader tip on your gel pens, but that's why I absolutely love these. Okay, and I saved the absolute best for last. Y'all know how obsessed I am with glitter and my Stickles. These are my Stickles. I absolutely love them. I use them all of the time when I'm coloring a flower or sometimes leaves. The last two tutorials I did on leaves, I did not use them because I wanted you all to see the technique with the colored pencil without covering it up or adding any more bling bling to it. And I think the one that I did that was really iridescent looking and really, really cool, I think it would have just taken away from it because I wanted to show you the magic that colored pencils can create. So these are my Stickles, and I'm just going to show you what some of my favorite colors are. So here is grapefruit. This is one of my favorites. And y'all know how much I love Sunburst. You guys see me using it all the time on flowers. I think this is the one I used in my most recent flower tutorial. This color I use quite a lot. This one's called Thistle. Really, really pretty, like pale pink color. This one looks really pretty when you use colors, your Prismacolors, like rosy beige and those pinks that are in the Prismacolor set that are a little bit more muted. And then I have turquoise, which is one of my favorites. I've used this one so much, I think it's pretty much almost gone, and I need to order another one. Here is another one of my favorites. This one is called Mermaid Tail. It is really, really beautiful. And then my other absolute favorite in here is I can't find it, let me see, the Stardust. This one is really, really pretty because when you lay it down on something on your coloring page, it actually just gives it a little bit of sparkle without changing the color, and it just makes it look a little bit like glittery and iridescent, and it is just really, really pretty. So I really love that color. If you're going to get any color or any one of the Stickles that is clear, I would suggest picking up this Stardust color because there are some others. There's Diamond, and then there is this crystal color, which is also a more clear color. So when you lay those down, you pretty much only see the glitter and you don't see any color. There are a few different ones, but that is my absolute favorite, the Stardust. And so these are my favorite colors and the ones that I use all the time. And there is actually one more. Here it is. So this one here, I use all the time as well. This is the lime green, and I think that I did a Deborah Muller page or something, and I actually used this for eyeshadow, and it just popped off the page. It was so, so pretty, and I use this also on leaves sometimes, and it just really gives the leaves the perfect sparkle that you really are looking for. So those are my Stickles, and I absolutely love them. And for those of you that are interested in getting some Stickles for yourself so you could add bling to your coloring pages, I will have a link down in the description box below where you can purchase those and get them for the absolute cheapest price and purchase them individually so you could just get the colors that you want, because you can go to any Michaels and you could purchase them in a pack. And I want to show you just a little something so that you can see that. So this one here I purchased at Michaels, and it has no name on it, so I had no idea what it was. So when I went and purchased my individual Stickles, it actually came with a name on it, and it says grapefruit. So if you look at these two colors, you can see that they are exactly the same. This one has a name on it and this one doesn't. And so there were 3 that came in this pack, and I don't remember. Okay, so this one was another one that came in the pack with it, and so you can look and you can see that that doesn't have a name on it either. But this one here didn't have a name on it. This one was actually sent to me from my sister, so she probably just put that name on there. So this one is actually Cool Mint, and hers, I'm pretty sure she went and probably looked that up because she does a lot of shopping at Michaels, and so I'm pretty sure that's probably where she bought this in a 3-pack, just like I bought mine. So you know, if you go to Michaels and you purchase them, you will not have any names on the colors, so I just don't want you to go purchasing them again and ending up with doubles like I did. So those are all of my favorite things in my updated video, and I hope that y'all really enjoyed this video. I know we all love seeing supplies, seeing coloring supplies. It just brings me so much joy, and I hope it does the same for you, because that's why we color. It's all about the supplies, right? And of course it's about the coloring books too, but we need all of the things to be able to put color and bring color to those coloring books. And then of course, if we don't want to color in the coloring books, but we still want to use the artist's beautiful artwork, we need our paper, and we need to know what paper is going to work best. And so these are some of the papers too that I have discovered that I really, really love. And so I wanted to be able to share all of that with you all. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, because it really helps my channel out a whole lot, and it helps my content to be seen by others in the coloring community. If you check the description box down below, you will find a link down there to my Facebook group and my email list and my Patreon if you would like to support me there. I'm also teaching private coloring classes now, and if you would like to take some classes, I would love to meet you. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Happy coloring. Bye.